to. Okay, let me try that again. It wouldn't let me go into full screen mode. There we go. Okay, can everybody see that now?
Yes.
Very good.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for confirming. I'm hoping we've got this recording. I'm not sure now, but nonetheless, let's move on and get this started. This is the Great Outdoors Group, as well as the 3H Hiking Club. We're glad that you're here. This is this Sea of Cortez-MIDRIFF ISLANDS Citizen Science Diving and Snorkeling Expedition that we're going to be talking a lot about. You do not have to be signed up for this event to attend tonight. You could just come and learn. It's such an amazing, wonderful place, as you will see as we get started here. So this is our trip. It is going to be a live aboard expedition on the Kino El Guardian, August 7th through August 14th. And that's coming up real soon in about 3 months. So it will be a citizen science expedition, and I'll explain more as we go forward here. So tonight's agenda, we'll probably do the meet and greet a little bit later, maybe during the Q&A, just to get things going here. But we'll do an intro to the Sea of Cortez and Midriff Islands. Then we'll talk about the Kino, and then the citizen science part of this expedition. And then I'll just quickly go over the travel and logistics and any other details. Well, there are some other details involved, and then we'll try to keep it on time so that we have a nice Q&A session together, and then end promptly at 8 o'clock, like I said, to get you guys off on time. So, all right, so let's get going. I have a quick video here. It is called The Ocean Treasures of the Sea of Cortez. I figured this would be a nice opening. This is Jean-Michel Cousteau. I don't know if any of you remember Jacques Cousteau, but growing up, I watched his show every week, and it was really kind of what inspired me to get out, learn how to scuba, and explore our world's oceans and seas. And so this is his son. Jacques passed away, I think, in the 90s. And so this is Jean-Michel Cousteau, and this is his video of the Sea of Cortez, and it's pretty cool.
It was during our 1986 Legacy of Cortez expedition that I fell in love with the Sea of Cortez. I discovered this was more than just a sea, but a region of fascinating connections. Its lush desert landscapes, punctuated with majestic cordon cactus, lie adjacent to rich, productive waters that support an amazing variety and abundance of sea life. Few places in the world support such an array of large ocean animals and beautiful creatures of all shapes and sizes. It truly is the aquarium of the world. Some of the most beautiful desert landscapes I've seen line the coast here along lush mangrove forests. Mangroves are rich ocean ecosystems that provide homes for resident and migratory birds that benefit from the calm conditions and abundance of food. Mangrove trees have special roots that allow them to grow in water, and these roots also provide habitat for fish and many other species. Many of these species spend the first years of their lives in mangroves before they venture out to the open ocean. These weird jungle gems of nature are also important to people as they protect shorelines from erosion during storms. From tiny to gigantic, from land to sea, all is connected in the Sea of Cortez. I can't think of a better place with more beauty, diversity, drama and mystery than this rich region located off Mexico's Baja California. And this is why I want to return to film in 3D and share the adventure of its discovery with IMAX audiences around the world.
All right. Beautiful. All right. So that was a good introduction, a little bit long there. I do apologize, but really a great opening. This is the Sea of Cortez in Baja California. It's roughly, the Sea of Cortez is roughly about 700 miles long. Just a few facts here for you. 30 to 150 miles wide. Contains over 244 islands. Some of the largest are Isla La Guarda, which is right here, and Isla Tiburon. It is an area with some of the highest biodiversity in the whole world. And I've heard roughly 1/3 of all marine mammals species are here in the Sea of Cortez. So there's so much to see and experience here. As you can see, there's, I think, over 900 varieties of fish, thousands of species. It is also a UNESCO World Heritage Site and Biosphere Marine Reserve. So it's roughly broken down. Baja Norte comes down to about in here. Baja Central comes down to about here. And then you've got Baja Sur down here. And it is literally nature's aquarium. You see all of this and more. There's just so much to experience. You never know what you're going to see every day that you're out there. You know, there's megapods of dolphins. These are the common dolphins. You can tell the noses are a little bit more sharper, and you can see the coloring is a little bit different from the bottlenose. But these are the dolphins that travel in pods of literally thousands. And I saw them last summer. This is a video. We went to Bahia de Los Angeles for a week of diving last summer, and it was absolutely incredible. And here's a little bit of a video clip. This is not a professional clip. This is my video clip. So you'll have to bear with me. I was really. anyways, you get an idea. This was Bahia de Los Angeles, the week of diving. And we were, I believe, after our first dive and out heading to our second dive site. And it was so the other thing about Bahia de Los Angeles were the whale sharks. They come up from the south, and they like to breed in the Bahia de Los Angeles area. And so this was a video. This is taken by a GoPro by one of our fellow scuba divers, Jeff, and he got some really good footage. It's amazing. I would call this Nat Geo quality here, but this is amazing. Our viz wasn't the greatest that day, but this is a great video. Absolutely amazing creatures. It's just incomprehensible how big they are. It was surreal. We thought this one was a juvenile. It wasn't quite as large as some of the others that we saw, but anyways, so we will be seeing or going to Bahia again for the whale sharks. But some other very amazing creatures that you see are the mobilas, and I have a video of those too. But this is really some super amazing stuff here that was captured. I'll show you this. It's a short one here.
Overall.
Mobula rays are often seen off Baja, but this here is one for the record books. Exactly why they're here is not known. But tens of thousands of rays have come together in an epic gathering. Quite possibly the largest school ever filmed. With wings over 2 meters from tip to tip, why not fly? And then they vanish, as quickly as they appeared.
Light bulbs are here.
Maybe.
Because that one just went
Weird.
on the way up next to the bed.
So we saw the Mobilas last year as well, and it was just an amazing experience. Here's a little bit of video that I have.
We'd have to
that
do
Is
our.
that her on the phone now?
No.
This is
If
Bahia
you
de,
could please mute yourself
this
so we
is
can.
Bahia de Los
This is a
Angeles,
webinar.
and we are with Leah
We'd have to do
Kessler
our
right here.
Rocky
Point
Point.
I've
her,
been
like,
saying that. Scuba dive.
I'm sorry,
right?
but could you please mute yourselves
No.
while we're in the middle of the
We'll see. She's not even home from the hospital.
Things would stress her out, like she's worried about the air conditioning.
I mean, that'd be great.
Could you please
You
mute
get it.
yourself?
Okay. That's hopefully going to work.
We'll see if she's sent home from the hospital tomorrow or
Yeah.
on Friday, really. You close the door.
Point scuba dive, and we are watching some mobilas. Woo! Check it out. Oh my God! I've so been hoping that we would get an opportunity to see these guys, and here it is.
It's like,
Oh, so
what's wrong
amazing.
with telling me? I
Just
pulled
wait,
it up.
be patient.
It's like,
They're here.
going out. It's breaking down.
I try. I'm getting better. I'm getting better.
Yeah,
We're
there's
in
plenty
Bahia
to
de
cover.
Los Angeles.
You got two messages are solid.
yeah.
One that they were and one that they weren't because the part hadn't come in. But
All right, well, that was the plumbing people too. Oh, yeah. Well, the parts are here. Maybe next week.
I'm sorry, could you please mute yourselves? Please mute. Thank you. All right, so there's everything to see in the Sea of Cortez, just about. Let me get back to our place here. Thank you for muting. So here's some of the marine life you can see. I saw these creatures, these fish and eels. You see everything. This is San Carlos, and this was just snorkeling. So really is just amazing. You never know what you're going to see, including sea lions. Some of the friendliest sea lions I think I've ever met. And this. So, love the sea lions. We will be swimming as well on this trip. So, but you know, from the small creatures to the large, like you said, there's humpback whales, pilot whales, gray whales, killer whales, and that's just to name some of them, not even all of them. But we are going to be going on this trip to the Central Baja area, and it is the Midriff Islands. And so here's a good introduction to more of what we're going to be doing this year on the Kino El Guardian. Wow, how amazing is that? And that is what we're going to be doing on this expedition. Absolutely amazing. So let me get to the next page. And this is, I think, a short introduction to the Kino Citizen Science. Awesome. So the Kino is their research boat. And so it is the Kino El Guardian that does the citizen science programs. They converted a fishing vessel into this vessel, the Kino, in order to offer citizen science programs and to work with scientists in studying and doing marine conservation in the Sea of Cortez. So that's what it was designed for, and that is what they do. And so we are fortunate that we're going to have a scientist with us on our trip here. But this is a great video on what is citizen science and what is diving with a purpose, because that's what we're doing. We are diving with a purpose this year.
The Riviera's Island group is one of the most spectacular natural systems left in the world. Because of its high productivity, a great deal of food for animals, and many habitats, manta rays and many species of sharks are found here, where they are found in very small numbers elsewhere in the world. They are abundant here.
Citizen Science is a program where recreational divers like you and me come together with scientists working hand in hand. What you get out of participating in a program like Citizen Science is that not only do you get to dive at the most amazing dive sites with less divers, but you also get to participate alongside with the scientists on conservation and preserving these incredible destinations. One of the only prerequisites to participate in the Citizen Science program is to be a scuba diver and to have an open mind and the willingness to learn. What we've done is we've brought on some very world-known scientists. We have James Ketchum, we have Robert Rubin. James is an expert on sharks. Dr. Robert Rubin is an expert on mantas. And so we bring them aboard and we are able to not only see the way they work, it's a hands-on program, completely hands-on, and that's really exciting.
This is a great collaborative work. That means that we're involving regular tourists on our research. And the Kino El Guardian, their company, they have been very positive about this endeavor, this project, and they supported us since the beginning. So now it's becoming a reality. We're here as a team of scientists. We're doing shark research and manta research. We're doing telemetry stuff. That means we're following the sharks and mantas with electronic devices, transmitters that tell us where they're going and all that. So we're tagging both with satellite tags. Satellite tags, they send a signal when the animal comes to the surface to a passing satellite. So in that way we get information how the animal is moving in different places and how it's moving between the islands and all that information. Acoustic tags tell us that's the other type of tag we're using. They're telling us how they're using specific spots on each island or at each site within each island. We're also placing baited cameras. That means video cameras with bait in front of that, and that's for one of our graduate students.
I'm studying which areas are important for nursery or for reproduction. So I want to determine that with the cameras and some other techniques. And
we're also doing censusing of sharks and mantas. We go down with a slate that's on our arm and we're counting how many sharks, how many mantas, and what they're doing also a little bit on the behavior. So we're doing many, many things.
I am learning a lot more than I would ever learn on a regular liveaboard. It's been exciting, the shark tagging. Who would ever want to miss an experience like that? I mean, it's incredible. This is, you're much more part of the experience of the ocean.
it's very nice because you're actually getting something out of every species that you're looking at. It helps people understand why we need to protect species.
Absolutely, I would do this in a heartbeat. And I'll never forget it for the rest of my life.
If we were not doing this kind of project, there wouldn't be information in relation to how much the sharks are using these protective zones. So with our research, we found that the sharks are moving beyond this protective zone, and we're actually proposing an extension of the marine reserve, because the marine reserve as it is right now is not enough.
That's our work, and we're trying to determine how they move and when they move different places so we can explain it to policymakers so they understand what areas need to be protected.
The reason that citizen science programs are so important is that if it was not for the recreational diver, the scientist wouldn't have a method to get out to these remote destinations like Revillagigedo and the Sea of Cortez. They need a boat, and we have one.
We've seen great participation from tourists. Most of them are involved. They want to do something. They want to help with the tagging. They want to help measure the sharks. They're intrigued about these animals. They love to see these animals underwater, but most of them, they've never seen them out of the water. So we bring the animals out of the water, and they're just amazed with all this work. And we're here to also to answer all the questions.
When we refitted Quino El Guardian, we had every intent on having its purpose be what it is: science, investigation, education, conservation. And most importantly, our name of fame has always been our crew on Rocío del Mar and Quino El Guardian, and we have made sure that our crew is the best support system that a science team could possibly have. The areas that we have chosen to conduct our citizen science programs are, it's like the last frontier. They're the most pristine places on Earth. And so there's an urgency for us to protect these areas, an urgency to make a difference. And that's why citizen science programs are so important to these areas, so that we can take scientists out there and make sure that we are doing the best that we can.
You enjoyed that. How exciting, how cool is that? So if you could please mute yourself so we don't hear any of your background noise, please mute yourself. Thank you. So on our citizen science expedition, we do have a scientist. This is Senor Edgardo Ochoa, and he came to speak to us just last week and talk to us about his work and what he envisions for our trip on the Kino El Guardian. But we are very fortunate to have him, and we are going to learn so much through him. I don't have any specifics on what he's planning, but we will be having presentations that I know every day, and he knows the Sea of Cortez very, very well. And he knows all the dive sites that we're going to be going to, so it's going to be quite an exceptional experience working with him this summer. So I'm excited, and I hope you are too. So this is the Kino, and I'm just gonna try to go through these slides a little quickly here, but this is the Kino. It's 90 feet long. It doesn't have too many passengers, up to 16. So, but they're guest cabins with bunk beds, but it literally has everything that you need for a diving expedition. This is kind of a floor plan, lower deck and main deck. So get an idea, the layout. Here's some of the pictures of, this is the, I guess they call that the galley, and up on the upper deck here, I guess for the buffet every evening. And then presentations. Well, this is a TV room, I think they said here. And then this is the bathrooms. Everyone gets a bathroom, i.e., per room gets assigned a bathroom. So pretty cool. But on this trip here on the Kino, we're going to be going to the Midriff Islands. As I said, it is central Baja. We're going to be departing out of Puerto Penasco, and we are going to be this red route. So we'll head down to Bahia and then circle down. There's all these little islands over here. Then we're going to come around to the other side here and make it on back. So this is the upper Sea of Cortez, they call it, but this is really kind of more central Baja. So our itinerary is we're going to be leaving. This is our itinerary and logistics. I'll just quickly go over, but we'll be boarding the Kino on a Sunday at 5 p.m. We'll be sailing out. And then each day from there will be a different dive site. Sometimes we'll spend a day or two, like Angel Island. I think we're going to be spending a couple of days there, then heading out to San Pedro Martir. And they said something about being as far south as La Paz. I'm not sure that's really going to be for our trip here. But we will be in Bahia looking for whale sharks on, looks like it's going to be the last day, not the first day, but the last day. And then, it is 7 days, and then we return on the 8th. We'll be back at Rocky Point by the morning, and then we'll disembark, and then we'll return home to Phoenix. So it is all inclusive, 8 days, 7 nights, 6 days of diving and snorkeling with 3 meals, alcohol beverages, just beer and wine. And it includes taxes, port fees, your tanks and weights. We'll be doing multiple dives. There'll be a few nights also that if you are comfortable night diving, you can do a night dive. We will have a dive master on every dive, okay? And we'll also have the permits. You do need a permit to snorkel with the whale sharks. You cannot dive with the whale sharks, just snorkel. And then we can also stop along the way and maybe do some hiking. I'm not sure about the kayaking. I might want to take that out. I'm not sure about that, but definitely we can get out and stretch our legs. And we're just going to have fun. So it's going to be a blast. What is not included, right, are your transportation costs from Phoenix to Rocky Point. I plan on driving, and they'll have parking there. It is $5 a day. Then the transfers to and from the boat. We're going to be right there at the marina, though, if we're going to be driving. There is a tourist card that's required, and I will tell you why it's required for this and maybe not for other trips. But when you are more than a certain number of miles into Mexico, you do need the tourist card. Also, if you're going to be spending more than, I believe it's 6 days, I'll have to go back out there again. But yeah, so it's going to be more than just going down to Rocky Point or to San Carlos. It's going to be a $36 fee, and I will double check and make sure that that's still the case and it hasn't gone up, because that's what we paid last year. We will need that tourist card to board the boat. Okay, and I will provide, there's a website that you can just get it online. It's really very easy, and that's all I do. There is a park fee. I'll talk to them about how we pay that. But also your rental gear. If you need rental gear, they do have some. So if you're planning on coming and you need rental gear, please let me know right away, because their supply is limited, but they're going to give you a better deal on the rental gear. So it's worth speaking up right away about that if you need the rental gear. And then of course, you know, your wetsuits and everything that you need to dive, masks, fins, and snorkels. And then there's also gratuities, and gratuities are really kind of, it's not, I'm going to say it's not really optional. You should plan to 10 to 15% of the fare for the staff, our helpers on the boat, I call them. So international travel and logistics, yes, you must have a passport. On this trip, I'm not sure they're going to, you know, have you show your passport, right? Because if we're going through Rocky Point or to Rocky Point, but you will need this visa, tourist visa, or it's called a tourist card in Mexico. That is the website. And like I said, it's very easy. To drive across the border, there are no requirements for getting a negative COVID test either. So that's a good part. And you must be, if you're going to scuba dive, you must be a licensed scuba diver and bring your card with you. Driving in Mexico, always get Mexican insurance. That it doesn't just protect you from theft or vandalism, but if you should be in a traffic accident, it is their laws. You are guilty till proven innocent. It's just a different legal system that they have there. It's not that they want to pick on the Americans. I always say, and I have AAA membership. I like their plan, but another one that I recommend is Sanborn's. I've used both of them, and they're both very good and very easy to work with. So other important details for this trip, water temperatures will be reaching the mid 80s, but I do recommend a 3 mil to even a 5 mil wetsuit. And I like to wear a skin if I'm snorkeling or just going to be out in the sun. That's a 1 mil suit, optional hood, gloves, and a dive light if you're planning on doing some night dives. What is going to be required is the safety sausage, whistle, and safety sausage and a whistle for any emergency. Okay, so they're going to ask you to have that when you board. And then, you know, just your regular stuff for being on the boat, for sun protection. I do recommend having something in your suitcase or backpack, whatever you bring, for motion sickness, for seasickness, and boning and Dramamine are very good and they work. Have your dive gear in a mesh bag and put your name on it. Keep all your items in a dry sack, especially if they're electronics. We're not going to have any Wi-Fi, so there's not going to be any uploading pictures to Facebook, unfortunately, till we get back. But we will be able to recharge our phones and batteries and things like that. And there will be a satellite phone for an emergency. Okay. So another thing that's going to be required on this trip is dive insurance. I do recommend Dan, but I think there's Dive Assure as well. But it requires first a membership, an annual membership. So once you pay that, then you choose your dive insurance, and that, you know, that covers you for anything that could happen as a result of your diving, right? So that is required, as I said. What I recommend having as well, and it's purely optional, but I'm going to do it, is to have travel insurance. When we start getting into these, you know, higher priced travel, you know, trips, Yeah, that's an investment. And should something happen and you can't come, or, you know, particularly if you're flying, you lose your bags or they're stolen, or these days we really have to be serious about medical, right? Because, you know, you could get sick, you could get COVID. So your medical likely will not cover you in a foreign country, period, or it may have very limited coverage. And I am going to safely say that getting COVID will not be covered. But check what you do have with your own medical insurance, what they'll cover, especially if you're out of the country, and what they'll cover if you get COVID. And then as well, if there's any accidents and injuries. I recommend CSA travel protection. And so I recommend getting that for as soon as you make your first deposit. It is required to get that within the first 2 weeks of making your first deposit. And I can get a quote if you're interested, get you a quote if you're interested in doing that. So, and then just some general Baja tourism information you can check out for yourself to do your own research, but it's an absolutely amazing area. The peninsula is actually the second, I believe it is the second longest peninsula in the world. So if you're interested in joining us, and I hope you are, I hope you're inspired by this, but to sign up and register, you can RSVP at the 3H Hiking Club or the 3H, or I'm sorry, the Great Outdoors Group, and then contact me with your contact information and we will go from there. Now for the costs, I did get us a little bit of a group discount. It's normally $2,300, and you usually pay a couple $100 extra as well for the scientists. So, and we do not need to do that for this trip. So the total cost per person is $2,070. And all forms of payment are accepted. If you want to send cash, PayPal, Venmo, Zelle, you can do that. For our deposits, because we're at 90 days right now, an initial 50% deposit is due up front so that we can get our seats on the boat. And then a second 50% deposit, which is payment in full, will be due at 60 days. Okay, so contact me. You will be sending your payments to me. I will be forwarding those to their company, the Mexico Liveaboard Company. And it's all subject to their cancellation refund policy. I can get you more information about that. And you'll get a confirmation of your payment. So the only other thing I want to add real quick, and then we can go into Q&A, is they are going to require that we have a negative COVID test within 72 hours of boarding the boat. And there's a waiver form that we're going to need to fill out. And I'll get more information about that. Masks, hand sanitizer, PPE. I only put that on there as that should be kind of like, you should have it. I don't think we're going to be required. In fact, I know we're not going to be required to have masks on in the boat. So, that's it. Any questions? I hope you enjoyed the presentation. I had so much fun putting it together, but now let me stop sharing and see if any of you have questions or comments or anything you'd like to share. Now's your time.
Laura?
Yes.
Yeah, so you said that you had to have a negative COVID test 72 hours prior, but it said on your information sheet just now, either a proof of vaccination or a negative test 72 hours prior.
Yeah, they just sent me some new updated information, and so I'll check out what they're asking for. But that just came through today, so that's why I put on there that 72 hours. So I'll clarify, because this is, I mean, we'll need to know, right? We'll need to have this straight. When they first sent me the information, it was about, I don't know, 3-4 months ago. This is May, probably January. And so I'll clarify, and then I can send out information about that. But I'm vaccinated. I don't want to get into any political discussions about vaccination. So it's vaccinating. And I think we're all going to need to provide the negative COVID test, no matter. So, but I'll put that on my list as my action is to get that clarified for you. So, great question.
Also, it looks like the departure on the 7th of August was early. Are you planning on spending the night in Puerto Penasco?
I have thought about it. It would be really nice, but I'll think about that. Right now, I was just planning on driving down on Sunday and leaving. I'm in Phoenix, so I'll be leaving from Phoenix and heading down to Rocky Point. I'll think about it. That would be great. You know, then we'll be there, and but we don't board the boat until 5 p.m. I think it said. So we'd have a whole day to just kind of hang out.
I thought it was online.
Can you say again?
Oh, I thought I saw a 9 a.m. departure.
Yeah, from here, from Phoenix.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah. So then driving down there, and I'm anticipating, you know, being there by mid-afternoon, grab a bite to eat, you know, grab a quick lunch, and then we should be on the boat by 5. Okay. And then the boat departs at 6. And then we're having dinner by 7. So roughly just after that. Does that make sense? So we should be planning to be at the boat, boarding the boat by 5.
So I'm in Phoenix. So I mean, can I hitch a ride, or do you carpool?
We're going to carpool. Yes, absolutely. Okay. And we got some time to coordinate that. So absolutely, we can ride share, cost share. Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Okay. So even if you're not coming from Phoenix, we can, I know there's a gal that just signed up this week. She's coming from SoCal. And so, you know, we can arrange to have a rendezvous, you know, and then, you know, caravan down to Rocky Point together if you're not comfortable driving there by yourself. I always say better in numbers. I always caravan when I'm driving in Mexico, and I don't drive at night either. But yeah.
I drive to Guaymas like every weekend. I used to work for Club Med, so I used to go to Guaymas. It was my home away from home, but I've been going to Rocky Point since 1980.
Okay. Yeah, Rocky Point's closer. It's certainly easier too. But yeah, we've been going down to San Carlos every year. And so it's a little longer of a drive, but that highway's really nice.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
When I first started driving to Guaymas, yeah, but I love it down there.
I do too. I do. You got to join us then for our San Carlos trip. I still plan on doing it. I love San Carlos. I got to do it at least once a year. Love getting out to the island, San Pedro Nolasco. Harry joined us this last time, and we had a lot of fun. So, yeah, a lot of those pictures that I showed were from San Carlos. So, San Carlos is actually further south than Bahia. I was looking at the map and going, oh, wow. So we actually go further south in the Sea of Cortez when we go to San Carlos. But on our trip, I think we're going to be roughly just about equivalent, you know. We'll be on the other side. We'll be on the Baja side. So great questions. Anybody else? Hope you enjoyed. I know it's a lot of material. I'm sorry. I got excited. I'm passionate about this. It's such an amazing place. We are very blessed to have this right here, only a few hours away. And our trip to Bahia last year was absolutely amazing. 1 week of 2 tank dives. And yeah, we saw it all. So it's surreal.
Hey, Laura, quick question. So I missed most of the presentation except for the last 10 minutes.
Hopefully we'll have a recording.
Okay, that's what I was wondering. Thanks.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. I see it's still recording. I'm getting better at Zoom. I'm getting better. It's trial and error though. But I hope to have this recording available. So Anna, if you message me or give me your how to contact you back, I can send you the hopefully it's a link, an easy link. So, but I'll put your name down here. Welcome, welcome. I'm glad you made it anyways, and nice to meet you. So I do want to say too, sorry, go ahead.
Just said likewise, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Yeah. If you're not a diver, there's a gal that signed up from SoCal. She's going to come as a snorkeler. So it's just, there's not a price break for being a snorkeler versus a diver. So, but go ahead.
We have some questions in the chat box.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. What cabins are still available? I don't know. They said they had availability because, you know, I did not charter the boat. I wanted to, but I just could not do that. So it is first come, first serve. And yes, the dives are in and out of the Zodiac, my understanding. And yes, we will have a rinse tank for all our cameras and electronics. I plan on getting some good pictures and video. I am going to invest in a new dive camera and I'm just going to do it. I don't want to go on this trip and just, I've had like a little sport camera. It does really well for the price point. It's a Fuji something, XP something. And, but for something like this, I'm kind of hoping I'm going to have something better. But yes, absolutely. You would not want to not bring a camera for this unless you just don't like taking pictures. But so, okay. So is that all the questions? Did I get them all?
Space available?
Say again?
Are you sure there's still space available since you don't know what cabins are? Do you know?
Yes.
They still have.
Yes, because I was in touch with Susan in marketing just today. So, and I gave her our head count as of today. So if you are planning to sign up with us, please do let me know ASAP because we do want to make sure that we get those spots and nobody else does. But if they're available, we want them, right? But we have 4 people signed up so far. And so those are 4 spots that are being held for us right now. So I highly urge you, if you need to think about it, I get it, I understand. But as soon as you can make that decision, let me know. I'll get that spot on hold, and then we'll need to all be getting our deposits in as soon as possible. Because we are at 90 days right now. This coming Saturday will be 90 days.
So Laura, I had a question. A lot of the content is diving with purpose, and I don't dive. I'm not certified. I snorkel. Is it still worthwhile if you don't dive?
Oh, I think so. I think so. Definitely. Sure, there's going to be, you know, we're going to be diving and some of the sites will be deeper sites, but you know, we're going to have a dive master with us. So even if we're not comfortable, I'm not that comfortable going too far down. So I've let them know that I got 25 dives, but that's about it. That's all I've got so far, but it's something. But yeah, absolutely. You know, when I was in Bahia, you know, we saw a lot down below, but I have to say it was the experiences above the water. We didn't do too much snorkeling there because we were always on a panga, but it was what was above when we were on the boat. That was the videos that I showed you. That was the megapod of dolphins. We actually saw several megapods of dolphins, and that was the mobilas jumping out of the water. We did see one sea turtle, one little baby sea turtle, but yeah, it's whether you're above the water or below the water. And we're also going to be visiting a sea lion, what they call a rookery. And so you can snorkel or dive with the sea lions. So that's a great question. There's just kind of a different price point. I wish that wasn't the case, but that is what it is.
Yeah. So there are lots to do just on boat and snorkeling then above.
Right.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah. And if you've got some, I'm going to be bringing my water shoes that I can also get on land and do a little hiking. They said we can get off the boat, maybe do a little hiking too. So I think it's gonna be kind of hot, but I mean, we'll see. I'd like to get off, walk a little bit. So, but great question. Anybody else? We are at 8 o'clock. I do know everybody has busy schedules, and I'm okay to keep going if you've got more questions. I'm excited. I've been wanting to do this. This has been a dream of mine for 10 years, literally. Just one thing after another, life, doing a master's degree. So this is it. This is the dream trip for me. And I too feel that marine conservation and doing what we can to give back, you know, what more could we ask for? I mean, how much better could it get? So it's going to be amazing. We will come back changed. As I came back changed from Bahia, just from that experience alone, this is going to be so much more. We'll have so much more out of this. So fun, but also very rewarding. So if you're interested in coming, great. If not, that's okay too. But I do thank you all for coming tonight. I hope you enjoyed the presentation. I had so much fun making it and sharing that with you. So you do have my contact information if you have further questions, or if you'd like to sign up, yeah, come with us. And let's go dive with the purpose this year. Sound good?
Right. Thank you, Laura.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you.
Thank you all for coming.
That was great. Thanks.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Glad you enjoy it. Bye-bye. Have a good night. Bye-bye.